My name is Lena. I've been sleeping with my boss for 2 years. I'm 31, married, polished, efficient. I wear nude lipstick on Mondays and red on Thursdays. Today is Thursday. I already know what will happen before it happens, and I put the red on anyway. That's the thing about habits. They become rituals when you're too far gone to call them mistakes. I file 3 reports. Approve 2 travel itineraries, forward a spreadsheet I didn't read, and pretend not to feel the weight of his gaze through the smoked glass office door. Julian Carrick, CEO of Blackwater's Strategy Group, is the kind of man who makes silence feel like a loaded gun. And right now, the silence is humming. The phone on my desk buzzes. Just once. I don't have to answer. That's not what it means. I stand, straighten my skirt, check the lipstick in my reflection. Still red. Still mine. I knock once. No answer. That's part of it. I open the door to his office. He's behind his desk, jacket off, sleeves rolled up, tie loosened just slightly. The aesthetic of power on its smoke break. The blinds on the glass walls are half down, like eyelids mid-flirt. I know the temperature in the room is exactly 3 degrees warmer than the hallway. He likes people to sweat before they speak. Close the door, he says, not looking at me. I do. And just like that, I stop being a wife and start being something else. You're wearing the red, he says. He finally looks up. His eyes don't meet mine. They never do. They land somewhere between my mouth and my neck, like a sniper deciding where to pull the trigger. Yes, sir. I say it calmly. Not because I'm calm, but because anything else would be undignified. And Julian Carrick despises anything undignified. He stands, walks around the desk slowly, his fingers grazing the walnut, like he's tracing the route he'll use on me in a few moments. You know, he murmurs, I had a meeting with the CFO this morning. She said you're the most competent assistant she's ever met. He's close now. I smell his cologne, bergamot, leather. Something underneath like scorched cedar. She's right, I say. His hand lifts. I feel it brush a strand of hair behind my ear. He doesn't touch me, not really. He never starts with that. He starts with not touching. You make everyone believe you're the best girl in the building, he says. I feel my stomach tighten. He hasn't called me good yet. Not today. But I know better, don't I? He turns away, pours himself a glass of water, drinks it all, throat bobbing. I watch. It's part of the game. He finishes, wipes his mouth, then looks at me, really looks at me, for the first time today. There's the look. That one. I know what it means. I step out of my heels and wait. But before he says a word, before he unbuckles his belt, before he tells me what I'll call him today, there's a knock at the door. We both freeze. 3 short knocks. Familiar. Lena. A voice calls. My heart stops. It's Matt, my husband, and he's standing right outside. Lena? Matt's voice leaks through the frosted glass like warm tea spilled on a contract. Carrick doesn't move. I stand barefoot in his office, spine stiff, eyes forward. Heels neatly placed behind me, like I might somehow step back into them and pretend I'm still the woman he married. Carrick's gaze flicks to the door, then to me. There's no panic in him. He smiles, small, teeth showing only a little, like he's found a riddle and plans to eat it. You expecting him? He asks, calmly, as if we're discussing quarterly projections. No. He walks to the door. Not hurried, just precise, and presses the silver button. The mechanical blinds begin to close with a whispery buzz. the office dimming until we're hidden in a cave of chrome and shadow. Lena. Matt calls again, softer now. I don't know why he's here, I whisper. I do, Carrick replies, stepping behind me. Because you wore the red. I don't answer. I can't. His hand slides along the curve of my lower back. My body reacts automatically, betrays me like it always does. I think you want him to see, he murmurs. Don't you? No, I lie. He grips my hip, hard. Say it again. Nudder. Noder. Loader. No. He laughs and it cuts through the air like a slap. You're not lying well today. Are you nervous, sweetheart? I turn my head slightly. He's my husband. Carrick circles me, looking down like I'm product on display. He's a man who still thinks he knows what you moan like. I flinch. He notices. That excites him. You told me he doesn't even touch you anymore, Carrick says. What was it you said? He makes love like he's apologizing. I close my eyes. I shouldn't have told him that. But I did. I told him everything. Because that's what happens when someone sees the part of you that wants to be unmade. Carrick steps in close. Close enough that I feel the warmth of his breath as he leans to my ear. Take off your blouse. No, I say again, but my fingers are already moving. One button, then two, then all of them. My blouse slips down my arms in silence, pools at my feet. I'm in a black lace brand shame that feels exactly like arousal. There's a silence outside the door. I don't hear Matt's voice anymore. Maybe he's left. Please let him have left. Skirt, Carrick says. I hesitate. But I reach behind the zipper and lower it. Inch by inch. It glides down my hips and over my thighs, brushing the tops of my knees before falling to the floor. You like this, Carrick says. I hate this, I whisper. Same thing. He unbuttons his cuffs. Rolls up his sleeves with military rhythm. The air is thicker now. Like we've stepped into a different climate. Somewhere hot and cruel. On your knees, he says. I obey. Because I always do. Because it's easier than thinking. And because part of me, maybe the worst part, wants to forget I was ever anything other than this. The doorknob turns. Carrick pauses. The door opens. And there's Matt, face pale, eyes wide, his jaw slack, his hands still holding a paper bag from the dilly. Lena, the room freezes. Except Carrick. He doesn't cover me. Doesn't move. He walks to the door. Clicks the lock. Then turns back to both of us. Good, he says. You're right on time. Carrick turns from the now locked door. Eyes shining with something between pleasure and calculation. Matt hasn't moved. His knuckles whiten around the deli bag. Lena, he says again, like maybe I'm not real. Like he's walked into the wrong building, wrong floor, wrong version of his life. I'm still on my knees. Bra on, skirt off. Blouse crumpled nearby like an afterthought. I don't know where to look, so I look at the floor. Hi, Matt, Carrick says, smooth as butter sliding off hot steel. Would you like to sit down? Matt blinks. What the hell is this? This, Carrick says, unhurried, is Thursday. He gestures to the leather chair across from his desk. Please. Sit. You're early, but I admire initiative. Matt doesn't move. He's not yelling. He's not leaving. He's just frozen. His eyes flick to me, then back to Carrick, then to me again, like if he looks long enough, I'll transform into someone he recognizes. Lena, Matt finally says. What the fuck is going on? I open my mouth. No sound comes out. Carrick steps forward, calm. composed, like a priest in a confessional that smells like sex instead of incense. "You're interrupting a very important meeting," he says. "But since you're here, I'll let you stay. Under one condition." Matt's voice shakes. "You think this is a joke?" Carrick's smile sharpens. "No. I think it's a lesson." "Eh? What?" Carrick nods toward the chair again. "Sit. Watch. Learn something about your wife." The words hit the room like a slap. Matt just stares at me. His face is crumpling, folding in on itself, grief trying to wear anger like a mask. "Why?" he asks me, not yelling, just asking. "Small, Matt." My voice cracks. "You should go." "Oh no," Carrick interjects. "He's staying. Aren't you?" "Matt." Matt still doesn't sit. Carrick moves behind me, stands close, one hand on my shoulder, possessive. Gentle in the way a loaded weapon is gentle when it's not firing. "Tell him," Carrick murmurs. "Tell him how long this has been happening." Matt's eyes are glass. "Lena." I look at him. 2 years, I say. My voice is dust. Silence. Carrick's fingers trail down my arm. Matt still doesn't sit. But he doesn't move toward me either. Carrick leans down to whisper in my ear, but speaks loud enough for Matt to hear. "Tell him who you text right before dinner with his parents." I close my eyes. "You," I whisper. "Tell him what you wear underneath your dress when you go out with him." I swallow. "Nothing," I say. Matt flinches, just barely. Carrick steps around me and walks to his desk, as if he's hosting a seminar. "You think you know someone," he says conversationally, pouring himself water again. "Then you see what they become when they're given permission to stop pretending." Matt finally speaks. "You're sick." Carrick raises the glass. "That's probably true." Then he turns back to me. "Up," he says. I rise. My legs are trembling. The carpet feels like it's underwater. Carrick walks up behind me again, lifts my chin with one finger. "To be clear," he says, not looking at Matt, "I'm not forcing anything." "Am I, Lena?" "No." "Sir." That shatters something in Matt's face. And then, finally, he sits. The deli bag drops to the floor with a soft crumple. Carrick smiles, triumphant. "Good," he says. "Let's begin." Matt's hands are fists now, buried in his lap. He hasn't said a word since he sat down. Just breathes. Quiet, shallow, rapid. I don't look at him. I can't. Carrick circles me again. He doesn't touch me yet. He knows the delay is part of the torment. "You'll sit," he says, his voice low, controlled. "And you'll watch." I know he's not talking to me. Matt stares up at him with a kind of blank disbelief, like he still thinks someone might burst in and say this is a prank. "I'm calling the cops," Matt mutters. Carrick leans down. "Call them," he says softly. "They'll ask your wife what happened." "And she'll say what?" Matt hesitates. I speak for him. "I'll say I stayed," I whisper. Carrick grins like a man watching someone tie their own noose. He turns to me. Face the desk. I walk slowly. Each step feels like I'm sinking deeper into something I chose. Something I deserve. "Hands flat," he says. I place my palms on the cool walnut. Behind me, I hear Carrick undo his belt. I hear the sound. I know Matt hears it too. His breath hitches. Carrick speaks again, voice louder now, performative, theater. "You know what I like about Lena," he says to Matt. "She's not shy. Not with me." He pauses. "Are you shy with him, sweetheart?" I close my eyes. "Yes," Carrick laughs, delighted. "Of course you are." "Because with me, You don't have to pretend. He leans in close, breath hot against my ear. Tell him what you said to me last week, when I was inside you during your lunch break. Don't, Matt says, voice cracking. But Carrick waits, and God help me, I speak. I said I wanted you to do it in front of him. Matt pushes to stand. Carrick doesn't even turn. Set. A pause. Then a slow, defeated collapse back into the chair. I keep my eyes down. Carrick's hand glides up my thigh, nails lightly grazing. I shudder. You begged, he says. Didn't you? Yes. For what? To be ruined. Matt exhales, sharp like a punch. Carrick finally moves behind me, taking hold of my hips with a slow, deliberate grip. The first thrust is sudden. I gasp. Not from pain. From the sound that escapes Matt's throat. Somewhere between fury and something else he'll never admit to. Carrick speaks again. Look at her face, he says. Is that the face she makes for you? Matt doesn't answer. Carrick starts to move. Slow, methodical, like he's proving a point. Each sound, the slick slap of skin, the creak of the desk, lands like a hammer on Matt's chest. But he stays. He watches. Carrick grips my hair, tilts my head back. Tell him who you belong to. You, I say. Louder. You. Matt stares at me, like he's never seen me before. Maybe he hasn't. Maybe I've never let him. Carrick leans over me, his breath hot in my ear. Good girl. Good girl, Carrick breathes. The phrase echoes in my ears like a collar being fastened. Matt's eyes haven't left mine. He looks like he's trying to say something without opening his mouth. Like if he speaks, the whole room might implode. Carrick moves inside me again. Deeper. Slower. He's not trying to finish. He's demonstrating. This is what she wanted, Carrick says. Matt says nothing. She came to me. Every time. She didn't hesitate. She was starving, and she let me feed her. I bite my lip. I can't look away from Matt. His knuckles are white again. His jaw twitches, fighting back emotion like it's dishonor. Carrick grabs my throat, not tight, just enough to remind me I have one. You never gave her this, he says, eyes still on Matt. Not once. I tried, Matt whispers. Carrick smiles. No, you loved her. That's different. He turns to me. Tell him. I swallow hard. Love never made me come, I say. Matt flinches like I hit him, but I don't stop. Love made me quiet, I say. Polite. Ashamed of wanting more. I'm shaking. Carrick's hands slide around my waist, pulling me into him. I can feel how hard he is, and how deliberate he's being. Tell him the truth, he says. I speak softly now, but every word is a stone I can't take back. I don't want to be adored. I want to be devoured. Matt slams his fist on the desk. Stop it, he yells. Just stop. The room goes still. Even Carrick pauses. Matt stands, breathing hard. His face is red. His eyes are glassy. You think this proves something, he shouts. That you're in control. That she's broken. You're both disgusting! Carrick watches him. Calm, patient, then walks slowly to his desk. Picks up a pen. Disgusting, he repeats. You know what's really disgusting, Matt? He tosses the pen on the desk in front of him. You're still here. Matt opens his mouth, closes it. His breathing slows. You haven't left, Carrick says. You haven't stopped me. You haven't even looked away. You're transfixed. You hate us, but you're fascinated. Matt falters. You're hard, Carrick says. Matt goes pale. You think I didn't notice? You think she didn't? My eyes meet Matt's again. This time he doesn't look away. And he knows. I know. We all know. Carrick walks back to me, brushes my hair aside, kisses the back of my neck like a signature. There's no going back now, he murmurs. I know, I whisper. And somewhere inside Matt, something breaks. Matt is sitting again. Not because he chose to. Because there's nowhere else to go. His world shrank to one room, one man, one woman, and one long, slow realization. Nothing was ever his to begin with. Carrick grips my hips tighter. His rhythm shifts, faster now, no longer patient. Final. I brace my hands against the desk and let it happen. The moan that leaves my lips isn't loud. But it's mine. Carrick groans, low and possessive, and releases inside me. Stillness. For a moment, the only sound is our breathing. Shallow, sticky, sharp. Then Carrick steps back, zips up, adjusts his cuffs. Get dressed, he says to me without looking. I move slowly as if underwater. Pick up my skirt. Button my blouse. My hands are trembling, but I don't rush. I'm not hiding anything anymore. Matt doesn't speak. He doesn't even blink. Carrick walks over to him. Not threatening, just calm. Next time, he says, knock twice. Matt flinches. Then Carrick leans in, says something in his ear that I don't hear. But I see the effect. Matt closes his eyes, just for a second, then nods once. A tiny, broken nod. Carrick walks to the door, unlocks it, and opens it with a click. Sunlight pours in. The hallway looks absurdly normal. He leaves, just like that. I smooth my skirt and finally, look at Matt again. He's staring at the floor, still holding the paper bag. Lena, he says quietly, and I stop him. I wore the red lipstick for him. His face crumples. I know, he whispers. I walk past him. I don't cry. I don't say sorry. I don't look back, because I'm not ashamed, not anymore. You wanted a story. That was mine. And now you know how it ends.